Okay, the title of this particular lesson is buckets. And you're going to see why as we work these problems, because we're going to use a shape that I call buckets to be able to solve these problems. So let's read this problem. How many gallons of a 70% antifreeze solution must be mixed with 90 gallons of a 30% antifreeze solution to get a mixture that has a 60% antifreeze solution? So we see on this one, we're mixing things together. And this is a real good kind of a problem to use buckets on. You have a strong solution, you're mixing it with a weak solution, and you're going to end up with a middle strength solution. So let's draw a picture to demonstrate what we're talking about here. Our first bucket is just a bucket with an open end. We're going to add to it that second bucket, and it's going to equal my third bucket. Again, remember what I said? Strong solution mixing with weak solution gives you a middle strength solution. So let's look up at the top now and read what it says again. How many gallons of a 70% antifreeze solution? We're going to stop right there. So what is the concentration of this first solution? Yeah, that's right. It's 70%. So we're going to put our concentration on the top of the bucket. That's our 70% solution. And how much are we going to have of that 70? Well, it says how many gallons. That's what we don't know, isn't it? Yep, that's right. That's my handy dandy X again. So it goes right in there. And it's going to be mixed with what? That must be mixed with is your addition. 90 gallons of a 30% solution. That's your weak solution. So again, your concentration goes on top. What's your concentration? Yeah, I hear that. That's that 30%. Yep. And how many gallons did it say? Yeah, you got it. It says it right there, that 90 gallons. So we're going to put 90, and I'm going to write the unit of measure so I remember what my unit of measure is. Because cups aren't the same as gallons, guys. So we need to know what that is. And then it says it's going to equal, it's going to get that mixture over here that's a mixture of these two. And what's it going to be? That's right. Its percentage is right here. Its concentration is that 60%. But how much of that 60% do we actually have? Well, come right back here. How much did we start with? Yeah, you got it, X. And what did we do to it? Yeah, we added this much to it. So it's X plus 90. It's right here, X plus 90. That helps us get it really easy. And what do we do with that concentration and the amount? Well, you're going to multiply those two together for each bucket. So normally we would change these percentages into decimals. Remembering to change it to a decimal, you drop your percent off and move it 2 places. So that would be 0.70. This one would be 0.30. This would be 0.60. But you know what? Because they're all the same, every one of them is a percent, we don't actually have to do that because they're the same unit. So we're just going to keep the 70, and we're going to multiply it 70 times X. But remember, we can only do this if they are all the same. So I can't emphasize that enough because you can't do it all the time. 70X plus 30 times 90, and that's going to my equals. And what's over here? My 60 times X plus 90. Okay, again, we need to do our multiplication and distribution so we can get this put together. 70X plus 30 times 90 is 2,700 equals 60X plus 60 times 90 is 5,400. Okay, again, on this one it's a little more complex of the ones we did earlier, but we have variable on both sides, we have numbers on both sides. Remember from working back in the previous assignments, when you have this happen, the first thing you're going to do is move your letters to the left and your numbers to the right. So we're going to move our letters first. Minus 60X minus 60X. That makes it 0. So now we have 10x plus 2,700 equals 5,400. Now our next step is going to be to isolate the 10x by moving this one over, but we're going to write it again up here. 10x plus 2,700 equals 5,400, okay? So again, we're going to transfer this one, the same thing we've been doing, isolating this. Minus 2,700 equals, whoops, not an equal, minus 2,700. And this zeroes out, so you have 10x is equal to 0, 0, 14 minus that is 7, 4 minus 2 is 2, 2,700. Now, remember division because of the multiplication, divide by 10, and this becomes 1, so you have x equals, well, 27 divided by 10 is 270. We just get rid of one of those zeros. It takes care of that, makes it easier. So x is 270. So what is it? It asks how many gallons of the 70% solution? Yep, that's right, 270. So this one is 270 gallons. Let's see, does that make logical sense? Yeah, it would, because we're a lot closer to the 70% than we are to the 30%. So it makes sense that this would have the most, because it would carry the greatest weight into the solution. So it makes sense. So there you are. That's how to set up buckets, and that's how to mix two things together.